My husband and his sister stole my priceless antique cello for a secret auction, so I faked an international smuggling warrant and made them bankrupt themselves. I'm 34 years old. I'm a classically trained cellist and an apprentice conservator of historical string instruments. My world is governed by acoustics, centuries-old varnishes, and the breathtaking history of European craftsmanship. When my elderly mentor passed away 5 years ago, he left me the crown jewel of his private collection. It was not a house or a stock portfolio. It was a flawless, late 18th century Venetian cello. The instrument is a breathtaking piece of musical history, constructed by a legendary Italian luthier. It is practically irreplaceable. During my most recent insurance appraisal, the Conservancy valued the cello at exactly $2,400,000. My husband, Julian, despised the instrument. Julian is an aggressive wealth manager. He looks at the world exclusively through the lens of profit margins and quarterly yields. He constantly complained that keeping a multi-million-dollar asset locked in a climate-controlled vault in our home was an act of profound financial negligence. Adding fuel to the fire was Julian's older sister, Beatrice. Beatrice is a cutthroat, highly unethical private art broker who caters to wealthy foreign buyers. She operates in the gray markets of the art world, arranging secretive, unlisted auctions. Beatrice had been salivating over my cello for years, begging me to let her consign it so she could pocket an astronomical broker's fee. I told them both, repeatedly and firmly, that the instrument was a piece of heritage, not a commodity. It would never be sold. I thought my absolute refusal settled the matter. I was dreadfully naive. 3 weeks ago, I departed for a highly prestigious 14-day chamber music residency nestled deep in the mountains. Because the mountain climate is notoriously harsh on antique wood, I left the Venetian cello safely secured in our home vault and traveled with my modern performance instrument. The residency was intense, but we concluded our final recording sessions a full 3 days ahead of schedule. Exhausted but fulfilled, I rented a car and drove back to our city without alerting Julian. I simply wanted to slip into a warm bath and surprise him over dinner. I arrived at our townhouse on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Julian was at his firm. I went straight to my studio to unpack my gear. Out of sheer habit, I glanced toward the reinforced glass of the climate-controlled vault. It was empty. A wave of pure, icy dread washed over my chest. The heavy carbon fiber travel case was gone. I did not scream. I did not immediately dial the police. I walked over to Julian's polished oak desk in the corner of the study. He is a meticulous man, prone to keeping physical records of his transactions. I bypassed his locked drawers and looked straight into the leather outbound tray. Sitting there, brazenly exposed, was a thick stack of heavy parchment documents bearing Beatrice's private brokerage letterhead. I picked up the papers, and the sheer audacity of their betrayal nearly knocked the breath out of my lungs. They had meticulously orchestrated a stunningly illegal consignment. Julian had hired a fraudulent notary to forge a spousal power of attorney, granting himself the legal authority to liquidate my separate property. He had officially handed the cello over to his sister's underground auction syndicate, but the final page of the contract revealed the true depth of their greed. Click the link to hear the full story.